Welcome back. We have over 227 winning tips closed from our free video live on YouTube 2 weeks ago. We have a month and a half of nothing but winning trades just in our free content that we put out here on YouTube and hopefully on some of those other social media platforms as well. Just looking at trade ideas, showing you that trading is as easy as you make it on yourself. Hi everyone, for those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Jenny Baker with Six Figure Trading Coach. And of course tonight we're going to talk about just some 4-hour public swing trading experiment. Really, the purpose of these is just to show you that you can pick any strategy and follow simple rules consistently and have consistent profitable results. It is not in any shape, way, or form to say that one strategy is better than another, one management is best, etc., etc. It's just to show that most people are losing because they're hopping from place to place to place and they don't do anything, you know? What is it? Bruce Lee says something to the effect of, he didn't practice 10,000 different kicks. He practiced one kick 10,000 different times. So that's what we're doing tonight. We have a lot of cool stuff coming. Before we get any further, of course, we have to do our disclaimer that says, don't trade what you can't afford to lose. Currently, we're working in Forex as well as futures, broker platforms, and the whole world at large, as we know it, is going completely crazy with all the regulations and legalities and everything in between. We know that. You must know that. Please trade accordingly. Please make sure you diversify your accounts, do the things you need to do, and simply don't risk what you can't afford to lose. That's it. That's the beginning, middle, and end. Before I go any further, I am going to stop here. Please make sure you scan this link for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you are interested or have been waiting for us to release the gold copier, we are going to be releasing it to the public, meaning you don't have to just be a membership or part of like our private membership. We will have a gold trading copier available for all of you guys to use with videos that help you mitigate and just manage and make decisions that can hopefully work in your favor, right? And of course, the US 30 copier as well. Please make sure you use this link to get access to our free Discord community, number one. And then number two, if you don't already have it, make sure you sign up with an account with Plexi. It's going to be in that link tree. That's going to be one that we're going to be definitely using in terms of US 30. And I'm 50-50 on N1C for gold because I'd like to diversify, or Plexi, who also has great spreads. And I just love what they're doing. So definitely make sure you have an account with Plexi. Definitely make sure you have an account with N1C. Both links are in this little scannable doohickey here. And that's what I've got there. Without further ado, let's go take a look at some of the trades that we looked at. And we've got a few more winners, hopefully, here for you tonight. Okay, for those of y'all who have been around a while, you already know how we do what we do. We keep a very good log. Obviously, we have things like MyFX book and tracking software, but from broker to broker, platform to platform, prop to prop, future account to future account, that stuff just, it goes all over the place, right? Multiple entries, multiple management styles. We know that that stuff can be very subjective as well and very temporary. So we really want to take a really good log over time of what these trades are doing. We started this with very clear defined rules, using the same strategy I use for most of my trading and how I pay most of my bills. Like, this is the same strategy I use no matter what. Of course, I can naked trade. I can do all the things, use different oscillators, indicators, systems, approaches, candle formations, all the things in between. But at the end of the day, my entry method mostly remains the same. So, having said that, we got 227 pips from last week. If you're not sure and you say, oh my gosh, I call cap, you do you. Please go back to that YouTube. We posted it 2 weeks ago. We can link it here now, as well as it'll be in the description and or the end of this video. Go review that and say, wait, if I had taken this, if I had managed in the way that, again, we have predefined, would I have made money? Of course, you can paper trade, but the idea is to follow along with these and just get a chance to see what's possible. You'll notice that on that video, we have a pending dotted line, so in my favor this time, not always. Sometimes it means you miss it. Euro NZD would have lost probably big time, maybe 100-ish pips, but the pending order never activated. Of course, we can show that on screen. You can go back to the previous price point in that video. It is what it is. It just wasn't ready. None of the NZD pairs were really ready 2 weeks ago. However, this week they are looking much, much better, so we shall see. USD CAD was the other one. I believe that that still has some room. The USD strength is really coming in, plus it's NFP week, and Euro AUD also, I believe, has some room and has hit most of the targets we were looking at. So thus far, we've got about 19,000 pips. Average realized win to loss ratio is about a 3.13, which is definitely not bad, not at all. Accuracies are running around 88%. And to give you an idea, and remember this is based off of the US dollar, and every broker is different. There are variables. Take it with a grain of salt. If you traded a standard lot size on this many pips, that's about how much you would make. If you failed at that, mismanaged, got out early, doubled up on your losses, and failed at this by 50%, you still made over 6 figures in something that took you 20 minutes twice a month. I'm going to say that one more time. 20 minutes twice a month. That's the purpose of what we're doing. That's the mental and emotional freedom I'm trying to get people to understand. Yes, swing trading doesn't work so well on futures and on prop firms. I get that. But in your own personal money, let's go here. $500 isn't a lot, right? Obviously, don't expect that to be a lot. Most people are not going to be risking 5% regularly unless you have high leverage. It's not a smart way to trade necessarily, unless you already know your accuracy and you know you can handle it. Even then, I think that's pretty high. But to give you an idea, in that time, that's definitely not bad, okay? In that time, you've made almost $100,000. If you're starting investments $1,000, you're looking at about $193 at a 5% risk. If you have a little bit more capital that you're working with and you're only risking 1%, you still made $25,000, which I guarantee you is 10 times, 100 times what any of your savings accounts, even if they are at 5% APR right now, APY, would have given you. So not a bad way to be. Obviously, that's 7 figures right there. That's crazy, but that's the purpose of what we're doing here in this industry. So, let's see. We're about halfway through the year. Happy summer, everybody. And of course, we have to go to here to show what we have done. This morning, we had a couple thousand pips on these two as well. Excited to report those. We actually had 2 very big weeks. These stinking trades, let me tell you, that's supposed to be 8,000-ish pips, 12,000-ish pips. In total, these last 2 weeks, just in our live classes, we've captured we've discussed more accurately about 40,000 pips. I did not end up taking or calling these ones. I took one, but I did not take them both, and I did not call them as trade signals or trade ideas. Needless to say, that's 40,000 pips in 2 weeks. So not a bad way to be. Those are obviously indice trades, a little bit more expensive, a lot more high risk. You get the idea. But same concept. We do this twice a week for a couple of hours. I'm looking to make it about 2, being that it's summertime and I want to be outside in the sun, working on that tan of mine. But I digress. This is what we're up to, using the same exact strategy. So again, if you're unclear, remember we're looking at the 4-hour using the Jenny Golden, JGS as we call it, which is Jenny's Golden strategy, coined by somebody else. Stop loss is always at structure, 1 to 3 fractals back, up to you. I typically add a cushion ATR for a pad, just to give it some sweep room. You're always locking, trailing, protecting, or scaling out of a portion of your trade within 25 to 50 pips if you count pips. Otherwise, you're looking at least 1 ATR, 1-to-1, etc., etc. But make sure you're being protective at least no matter what at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And that's it. So all this is predefined, not subjective to anybody. And now let's go take a look at the chart. I do have a couple pairs that I'm excited to talk about. Let's start with EURGNP. We're going to review the 3 trades we looked at 2 weeks ago. And then, of course, we've got a couple more on the table for this evening. So this is where we're at. Just to check myself, make sure we pull this over. We said, hey, price needs to break and close above this, and put a pending order, an alert in this area. Price never reached up that high. So this is where we were at, was prior to this, after or post to this vertical line that we have. Never came up there. This time it's in our favor. Sometimes it means we miss it. Sometimes there's other factors and other variables. Needless to say, this was a blessing for sure. Did not activate, has no trade. Cool, we're done. We're taking it off of our board. Remove drawn objects, done. So I'm going to take that off of our watch list. No win, but no loss, and we can live with that. USD CAD, I will say this week is NFP week, so let's be mindful. We got a decent chunk of pips. We activated and entered here. We had very limited drawdown. We moved for a little over 106, 107 pips. I do believe this has a little bit more room to go. Let's see, from where price is currently at. Let's take a look. Even another 80 pips, okay? On the lower end, remember the US dollar has a lot of strength right now, but because it's NFP, take that with a grain of salt. Just for giggles, I'm going to leave this up. I'll pop up another time frame. We've got a nice little pattern here. We have broken above that. I'd like to see what happens. We've really been in this range for quite a while, and it doesn't seem like it's wanting to get further and further. In fact, it's getting smaller. So take that with a grain of salt. I wouldn't mind seeing what this does, but this trade is done. It's completed. I'm no longer in it. That's what we've got. You have a new 4-hour trade idea, pre-NFP. Let's keep it up. So let's just review this in 2 weeks and see what I did. Euro odd, on the other hand, I would be willing to actually take another entry. This one also played out very, very well. We had very minimal drawdown, 20, 30 pips. We got 110, 120-ish pips. The face-off spread, 115 pips. This is where we're sitting right now. We perfectly reacted. If I zoom in a little bit more, the line chart. That is not the line chart. I know better. Look at how we came into the zone. We consolidated within it, came above, came back to it, retested it. If we drew this all the way across, this has been a significant area. Well, now I'm just waiting for my next significant area to be hit. So from where price is currently sitting, that's another 80-ish pips. So I'm definitely looking for that to get hit. You get an idea of what it looks like on the higher time frame. I think it has vastly more room beyond that, personally. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen instantly. We've already got one wave, come make our second swing, pullback, and continuation. So we'll see how this ends up playing out. But I definitely like this for the buy. So much so, I would actually take a new entry now. Granted, this is late, so you'd have to really decide how you're going to mitigate that risk, because using structure way down here is a little bit too big of an ask, in my opinion. But same concept. Let's leave this up. Let's see how this plays out. It's great when you catch this trade on a 4-hour time frame. Woohoo! Feels great. $1 million. Yay. But you don't always do that. Sometimes you get stuck in the move and it just sits around for a while before it makes this big move. So something to consider. I would like to see a little bit more on this trade, and we will come back to this one here shortly. Now, for the new trade ideas. The new ones. Very hesitant to call any USD pairs. It is NFP, but we're going to start with USD. You'll notice that a couple of the pairs I have up this evening don't quite have the golden strategy painted arrow, okay? I get that. I'm going to minimize this, get it out of our eyesight for just a moment. Remember, that's a lagging indicator. I get it. However, 4-hour time frame, right now we are closed below the 50, a nice doji, a nice bullish candle is closed on top of the 50. Wicks to the downside indicating we might still have some more room to the upside. That is a 4-hour time frame. But if I scale out and I get rid of all the noise, okay, I'm going to put a vertical line on the candle prior to the one that we're on. I'm going to drop a, hopefully, nope, wrong color, a red line. And I just want to show what this risk and reward would be. Okay, zoom in. This is a little bit close to where price is actually at. Obviously, got to pay the spread. Cool. Solidify that line. Zoom out. I'm going to hit sell. Well, on my cool handy dandy Swiss Army knife here. Even if I'm using this as structure, if it will let me, plus some room, figure we're going to break this low. Please don't mind me and my mouse. I'm still looking at close to a 3-to-1 on a 4-hour time frame. Of course, I can wait for a bit more of a pullback. Of course, I can even tighten that stop loss. But as I zoom out, okay, this does have a W formation, so we got to take that with a grain of salt. That W formation has not been paid for yet. So looking at this from all different sides, on the smaller end, remember this has a smaller ATR, can we safely get our 25 pips before hitting a stop loss? Of course, you can use this as a stop loss as well. That's your bigger structure. But this right here is 38 pips, just to come into here. We did have a nice spring that really just touched previous lows. But it wasn't enough to push this up higher to clear these highs. So whatever this wasn't enough to come break highs. So now we're almost ranging, right? And granted, we do have some big news for the US dollar this week. So I would definitely take this with a grain of salt. I would not go heavy in the paint in this, as they say. I'm not going to do my 5, 10, 15% trade. I know some of you guys do obscene amounts of risk. I'm not doing that on a USD pair pre-NFP with this kind of a formation. Different formation? Maybe. I am pretty gutsy. But on this, no. There's too many counter narratives. But in general, across the board, I still like this as a safe way to be in terms of, can I get my 25 pips and move on? So let me just mark this up. So that's our ADR low. So looking to get a reaction here beyond that. I'd like to see us come all the way down into here, but that's going to be an ask. It's going to take some oomph. So let's see. Let's come back to this in 2 weeks. I am going to take this trade. Let's come back to this in 2 weeks and see where it's sitting. That's it. If you're not sure, if it's too much, if it's confusing, put this in a paper trading account and just see. It's okay to win some trades and lose some trades. That's part of it. And you're going to have this cyclic behavior where you get this run of endless winners that you think it's never going to end and it's going to feel so amazing and oh my gosh, you've arrived. And then you're going to get this run of I can't get anything right. Why is every trade losing? Oh my gosh, what's wrong? My system's broken. The broker's broken. I hate this game. I don't want to play anymore. Like, both of those are very normal feelings. But if we can somehow find a way to accept the wins and losses and let them fall where they are, let your numbers work for you, let the math do its math, okay? You'll be able to make your withdrawal. That's all it comes down to. So that's number one, selling AUDUSD, golden strategy, looking for that at least 25 to 50 as pips. As we break and close below these levels, I'm looking to go even further, and I'm willing to hold this long term. So that's AUDUSD. Next, EURGNP. Let's zoom in. Nice bullish candle closing on the 50. Mind you, I do have an entry a little bit lower based off of a smaller time frame. I'm looking for a buy. Again, we have to pay for that spread. The spread is a very significant thing. The more I play with futures, that spread is no joke. It's a real thing. Like, I just learned to accept it so normally without question until you go play with futures. You're like, oh, it's not normal. Not as normal as we think it is. First and foremost, I'm looking to come tap this ADR high and come clear this level. As we come up here, and we'll go take a look at our risk to reward. That's only 20-ish pips on a pair that doesn't have a huge ADR. That's not bad. So it's on the lower end. That's why we have that written on the spreadsheet saying, hey, protect within 25, 50 pips or 1 ATR. 1 ATR on the 4 hour of this pair is only 11 pips. So 20 pips is definitely not bad. Please make sure that you limit that 25 to 50 pip limited, little limit that we typically discuss, because this is a very, very small moving pair. It's small, but it's also weighted higher because it's worth more per pip. So something to consider. Wrong button. If I'm buying and all I'm getting is to here, my risk to reward is still 1.5 to, no, I fibbed. Still barely, not even a 1-to-1. Oh, twice. I'm dropping the ball. Let that update. No fun. No fun when it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. There we go. It's updating. 1-to-1, just into this range. Beyond that, I'm looking for quite a bit more. Let it update. It's going to take a second. Lord only knows. Come on. Come on, silly boy. Just lagging because I'm trying to stream and record, I'm sure. It'll catch up. But figure that's close to a 3-to-1. Bet you it's quicker to do the math. That's our low. We'll say 15 pips. That's 70 pips. So you're at a 5-to-1. You know, that's definitely not a bad way to be. Not bad at all. We're not going to get that to pop up the way I want it to. But to give you an idea, beautiful. I'm looking to break this level first and foremost. And if you want to know what that looks like on a higher time frame, first off, lots of springs. I'm looking to come clear some of that liquidity, which is going to be way up here. That's going to be way up here to come fill the liquidity that's up there. That is definitely going to be some sizable income. What is that? 50, 60-ish pips? I'll even go as far as to extend this to here. That's where I'm looking to take it. So another trade idea on the table just to show people, again, what's possible. This doesn't have to be hard, complicated, take forever, endless amounts of time on YouTube. You don't need it. You need a single strategy. You need, management that's compatible and duplicatable consistently. That's it. Doesn't need much. And one more trade on the table. Love this one the mostest. Please be careful. We know that the contract size is changing from various brokers and platforms. Please know what you're doing. There's so many changes going on with JPY. It's been a lot to watch. Some of our students and clients just get thrown around. I mean, seriously, thrown around. First thing I'm going to do is drop my vertical line. Next, I'm going to use my crosshairs so we can see them wiggle around. This was the candle that gave us our JGS signal. Okay. This was this was the candle that broke out of the 50, I should say. Here we got the 3 crossing the 50. We got the 8 and the 3 crossing the 50. Entering here is like getting entry back here. Of course, we can wait for a pullback. Figure that's a decent amount of pips. That's 20, 30 pips. If you choose to do that, more power to you. I'm going to go with peaceful trading. I'm dropping my entry here. The second I get off this call, I'm going to take all 3 of these trades. I might be up by a couple pips or down by a couple pips. Every day it varies. Each time I do this, it varies. Sometimes more in my favor, sometimes less, and more against me. But big move here. We've already seen the breakout happen on quite a few of the JPY pairs. Figure on the low end, that's 100 pips. Just to come clear this low, that's already 100 pips. Going off the measured move from the double top that we know that we have formed, that's also 100 pips. Okay, so easy 100 pips on the table. First and foremost, come breaking that low. Coming into here. As we break below and close below this level, I'm looking all the way down into, I think that's a little bit higher than I wanted. Let's find out. We like. All the way down into here. This is a great risk reward trade. You can, of course, use the high. If I can make my button work. It just doesn't want to today. It does not want to button. On the lower end, that's not right. It's going to take forever to update. Might not be super worth playing with. Okay. I'm going to exit that because it doesn't want to play nice. Figure that's 110-ish pips. Down into here, that's your more than 1-to-1. And into here, you've got, what is that, a 3-to-1, greater than a 3-to-1? Definitely not a bad way to be. So those are 3 trades that we've got for you guys this evening. Please, if you're finding this kind of content helpful, where it's not just sales pitching and another long-winded lesson about this, that, and another, always trying to put some new twist on something that is already very well known. If you're finding that this is helping you see clarity and consistency, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos because it helps bring the right kind of people to our community that not only it builds it in a way that helps you and helps me help other people. So it's kind of this awesome situation. We've got quite a few people and members in our community that are just, some of them are insanely intelligent with, tools. Some of them are incredibly knowledgeable in terms of all things fundamental, all things ICT, all things, they're great at the social trading tools and the bots and the management, and they're just really good at the figure outofness. We've got people from all walks of life that are now, as a community, coming together to help this person with MT4 and this person with Ninja Trader and this person with Top Step. It's kind of this a really incredible experience to get to be a part of and get to quote lead and help guide all these people. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a beautiful first few weeks of summer. Take care and God bless.